It is a wild night, and a wilder morning still when Sir Gawain sets out from the castle to meet the Green Knight. The rain drives like icy needles as Gringalet, Gawain's horse, is brought out stamping into the courtyard. Then Gawain himself comes out, his armour shining like his very own sun. He leaps onto Gringalet's back, and the Lord's men pass him his shield. As he passes out through the gates of the castle, he crosses himself. One of Sir Bertilac's men leads Gawain out across the wild countryside until the sun brings a low pale light to the land and the servant stops. "Sir, I would never forgive myself if I did not tell you what I know of the creature who lives in this green chapel you seeking. He is a wild man, a monster, and he shows no mercy. Sir, go home. Go with God. I won't speak a word of it." Gawain is restless in his saddle as he listens to what the man has to say. "I thank you for your kindness, but I swore that I would meet the creature, and I never break my word." So the man directs Gawain down into a ravine that lies immediately in front of them, and then kicks his horse away as quickly as he can. There is no sign of life. Nothing that Gawain would call a chapel. Just a mound that rises up out of the hillside, and a stream that boils and seethes like the devil's own cauldron. Suddenly, there is a nightmarish, rasping sound, like 1,000 grinding teeth. It is the sound of an axe being sharpened. This is his moment. This is the challenge that he has been waiting for. "Come quickly, I'm here, or miss your chance." And then here he is, as huge and monstrous as he was 12 months ago, the Green Knight, green from his head to his toes, and in his hand, a brute of an axe. "So you've come then, ha ha! Welcome to my place. Time for you to repay your debt. On your knees, helmet off. We'll see if you consider as unflinching as I did when you chopped my head off 12 months ago." "I'm ready." But as Gawain kneels in the snow and his face can no longer be seen, he finds he has to make an effort not to tremble. It is a beast of an axe, and the Green Knight has to use all his strength to hoist it high above his head and let it fly. And that could have been that, except that from the corner of his eye, Gawain sees the axe coming and he flinches. The Green Knight flings his axe to the ground. "Call yourself Sir Gawain? Did I flinch away when you brought the axe down on my neck? Did I flounce off with my head rolled across the floor in Arthur's court? I don't think so. I have never met such a namby-pamby knight in all my years of beheading." Gawain falls back into position. "I did flinch, but next time I won't. And don't forget that once my head's off, it's gone for good." Again, the Green Knight heaves the axe up. Again, he lets it fly, until at the very last moment, using all his strength, he stops it in its tracks. Gawain doesn't move. Or perhaps he can't. "Right then, now you got your courage back, I'll dispatch you properly.
May all the praise and flattery heaped on you at Camelot preserve that lovely neck of yours. Get on with it, or I'll start to think you're all hot air. And for the third time, the knight hoists the axe up and lets it fall. And this time, it strikes. It deflects. Scarlet blood spurts from Gawain's neck, but it's only a scratch. He knows it immediately, rejoices inside. He springs from his place, leaps the length of a spear, grabs his sword and his shield, and is ready to fight. Our games are played out as agreed. Lay down your axe. The knight rests his axe upon the ground and leans his arm upon its head. Easy, Tiger. You're right. Consider yourself released from any further blows. But think on. Twice I stopped my axe from striking you for those 2 mornings when you kissed my pretty wife and passed those kisses on to me, according to our contract at my castle. But on that 3rd morning, you strayed a little, took something that was mine, so I had to scratch you. That girdle you wear wrapped around your belly, the one my wife gave you to save your life, that belongs to me. And Gawain stares in silent disbelief as he realizes that he is looking at Sir Bertilac, the lord of the castle, his host these past 3 days. Easy, Tiger. You can relax. I know everything. My wife came to you at my command. She was your challenge, not the Green Knight, you see? But look, you've not shown yourself to be a sinful man or a womanizer. Your only fault is that you loved your life, and I can't blame you for that. Gawain's face is scarlet. He can hardly bear to stand in front of the Lord, knowing what he knows. Gawain is only a man, after all. Finally, he finds the words. Cowardice and greed be damned! And he rips the girdle from his midriff and flings it to the ground. My desire to save my life has made me forget the loyalty that every true knight should show. I am not the knight. I am not the man that I desired to be. Tell me, how can I remove this stain? You've paid your penance underneath my axe. Come now, take the girdle as a token of having passed this challenge with me. And come back with me to the castle. There's still carousing left to do, eh? And my wife will be waiting for you. I have lingered long enough. Please, give my regards to your clever, courteous wife. I suppose it's small wonder I should have fallen for her tricks. It's always been that way. From Adam onwards, virtuous men have been ruined by cunning vipers. So I will take your girdle, but only so that in the future, when I am pricked by pride, I can look at it and remind myself of what I am. Please yourself, but you have more in common with us than you realise. That old woman that you met at my castle, her name is Morgan Le Fay. It was her who transformed me and led me to Camelot. She learned her dark arts from your Merlin, and she's a blood relative of yours, I believe. Come back with me. You are much loved at my castle. But Gawain will not. Instead, he turns his horse and rides back to Camelot. And as he goes, he ties the girdle in a sash across his chest, so that when he arrives back and all the pretty knights and ladies demand to know the story of it and the wound upon his neck, he twists in shame and tells them that both are a sign and reminder of his sin.
But Camelot is a merry place, and Arthur laughs consolingly and commands all of his knights to wear a sash just like Gawain's, as a mark of his honour and for the renown of the Round Table. And that is the end of the story of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. A story which has been passed down in books and at firesides, in homes and in halls over many hundreds of years from the time of Arthur himself. Merry Christmas to us all.